If you've never taken a CompTIA exam before, you might have a few questions about how it works. Let's break it down. First, buy a voucher. We're going to do that over at CompTIA.org. We're going to go to Testing. From Testing, we're going to go to Buy an Exam Voucher. All of the exam vouchers are going to be in the CompTIA store. Let's scroll on down to find the Security Plus. Here, you can actually choose an exam voucher. Notice that we have two different types of vouchers here. What you want to look for is the exam voucher for the series of exam that you would like to schedule. Please take special note of this. Next, after you've purchased your exam voucher, let's go ahead and go over to Pearson VUE for actually scheduling your exam. Once on the Pearson VUE website, we're going to search for CompTIA to see all of the different exams that Pearson VUE proctors for CompTIA. Remember, Pearson VUE is an independent testing advisor. They're the ones that just deliver the testing to you. They are vendor non-specific. After we find CompTIA, we'll select it. And at this point, we're going to be able to actually log in to CompTIA's website through Pearson VUE for scheduling. If you haven't already created an account, you're going to want to do that at this point in time. Let's go ahead and log in. Once you're logged in, you can go ahead and select Schedule Now. Once all of your updates are made, it's time to actually find the exam that you want to take. Go ahead and put the first few letters in, and it will actually pull it up. Again, you want to ensure that you are selecting the series of exam that you wish to take. Make sure that it's not an old or deprecated version of the exam, but it's the exam version that you have been studying for and want to sign up to take. At this point, you get to select the exam options. Would you like to take it in person at a test center? Or would you like to go ahead and take it online in the comfort of your own home? Be advised, if you decide to take it in the comfort of your own home, there's a full set of testing menus that you should go through well in advance prior to the day of your exam. Remember, when you show up in person for an in-person scheduled exam, you've already done the scheduling online, so you just show up, but you need to have a few things. You're going to need to have at least 2 forms of ID. Remember, the proctoring center needs to have you there in advance. You're going to need to be able to sign in into a log form and then present the necessary forms of ID. If you choose to take this in the comfort of your own home online, be advised, the area that you're actually taking the exam in has to be sanitized. What does that mean? It means everything has to be removed outside of the computer you're using. You'll have to take photos from every position, whether that's looking at the computer that you're actually taking it at, looking from the computer actually at the room. They're going to want nearly a 360-degree view of the room to ensure that there's no pieces of paper, no cameras, no extra monitors, no extra computers, or anything else. There's nothing else you can have in the room with you that's a data processing device whatsoever. That's even going to include your phone. So remember, they will be watching you during the exam via the camera in your own computer. You want to make sure that your whole workspace has been completely cleared so there's no question of how you're taking the exam. And remember, you're not only going to need to provide your ID if you're in person. If you are doing this remotely, you'll still have to scan in your government issue ID utilizing your phone or some other type of camera. It has to be scanned in not just when you take the exam, but also beforehand. You might want to go ahead and allocate an additional 15 minutes prior to your exam time to actually do all of the setup necessary for taking the exam in your home. And remember, when you actually schedule it, they may have you run through this initially. So you're going to have to probably do it 2 times. Make sure you get a good camera to record the position from your PC, as well as looking at your PC to see the whole room around. Don't be caught right before your exam trying to get your ID scanned and everything else. It's going to increase your anxiety for taking your exam. Go ahead and give yourself enough time to walk through everything in advance. Once you select how you want to schedule your exam, go ahead and click the button. It walks you through that you'll need your photo ID, what to expect, as well as personal items which will be and will not be permitted during the exam. Let's go ahead and click Next. At this point, we get to select an exam language. And finally, we do have to agree to the CompTIA testing policies. At this point, we have to find a testing center. After you go ahead and you put in your geographic location to find a nearby testing center, it will actually show everything available close to you. Next, go ahead and choose a convenient testing center for yourself. After you choose a testing center, let's go ahead and choose a good date and time that's available at that center. Once you've actually chosen a test center and then an appointment on that day and location, go ahead and proceed to checkout. At this point, this is where you're going to want to put in your promotional code. This is going to be the voucher number that you had previously purchased from the CompTIA website. Schedule your exam now. Don't wait until you're done studying. Pressure makes diamonds. One last thing. The biggest barrier most people have to actually taking the exam is test anxiety. A great way to assuage this fear, aside from learning what you need to know in the course, is to take as many practice tests as possible. The more questions you take, the more you learn the format and kinds of questions you'll come across. Be sure to find practice tests to test your knowledge. And that's it. So what are you waiting for? Go get a voucher and schedule your exam today. When you pass, reach out. We love to hear when our students pass their CompTIA exams.